What is the polluter pays principle? Well, it is exactly like it sounds. The person polluting must pay. The reason this policy was made was to help the environment. The government felt that those people that damage the environment should be responsible for cleanup. So these are fines for polluting. These fines are implemented in the Clean Air Act, Clean Water Act, Resource Conservation and Recovery Act, or the RCRA, Gas Guzzler Tax, Corporate Average Fuel Economy, or CAF, and the Superfund. The Clean Air and Water Acts were made to help keep the air and water free from pollutants. An older way of how the PPP worked is when a company was caught in the act of polluting, they would be charged for it, thus having the polluter pay for the cost of fixing the environment. We all know Trader Joe's is a well-known national grocery store. What you may not have known is that their refrigeration equipment was giving off emissions. Some meetings were held and Trader Joe's was fined $2 million over a 3-year period to fix equipment and prevent the situation from arising again. The RCRA is an act that regulates the disposal of hazardous waste. This act requires that each state has a program for the removal of hazardous waste that will not harm the environment. This act also goes along with Superfund. Superfund is a pool of money that is designated to the cleanup of hazardous waste. The money for this originally came from tax on petroleum and chemical industries. Today, that money comes from taxpayers. Many things have changed in the PPP. There is no longer a caught in the act fine, but more of incentives to do better. This brings us to the gas guzzler tax. This is also exactly what it sounds like. There's a tax that is paid when a producer makes a passenger car that has less than 22.5 mpg. Since this tax was made in the 1980s, where trucks, minivans, and SUVs were not available, this tax only applies to cars. Because of the tax, many cars were taken off the road and producers began to make more fuel-efficient cars, and SUVs became the more common vehicle. This also plays with CAF. This is a policy that sets regulations for the fuel efficiency of passenger cars and other cars. The effect of this act has led to cars that get over 50 miles per gallon, such as the Prius Hybrid. This act, all part of the polluter pays principle, designed to help our environment. It makes those that have damaged it pay for it, and leads to innovation to reduce the impact.